Hello everyone and welcome to my Stix Bunkjunker guide. So on this one we actually took 4 healers and 3 tanks. With the DPS requirements changed now, you don't actually need to 3 heal it. You can pretty much hit the enrage right on it if you just get to 10% and hit it with the balls. So yeah, we took 3 tanks just to make the trash a little bit more consistent, and one of the tanks always did the rolling, one of the tanks always got the ads, and one of the tanks was always on the boss. So yeah, that's generally how we handled it. There's 3 additional things in Mythic whereby now after he does his first big jump in the air and comes back down, he will spawn 4 Scrap Masters, and the Scrap Masters gain a cast that one-shots one player basically, that you need to eat up the Scrap Masters with a ball, and then the cast will be cancelled. Then he also has a Pilon that spawns, and this Pilon will just do increasing damage to someone over time. It targets them and just zaps them. Don't use a personal straight away unless it's a long personal. You wait a little bit and let it basically get stronger and stronger, and then cast your personal and call for externals if you need to. They're the changes. What I'm going to go through first is the rotation on a raid plan and sort of the ball rolling stuff, and then we'll get into what the fight looks like. Okay guys, so I just want to take you through basically the rotations of the fight. It's pretty much the same after the first couple, so you'll be able to just figure it out from there, but we'll start with the start of the fight. So the boss comes over, he'll be anywhere in the room, you put him over to here towards star, okay? You tank him here, you tank him here, he does his first set of sorting. You will then always have your tank that's doing rolling going this direction from the boss, okay? These marks don't matter. This is what we use using NS, however, Liquid will be different marks, but the premise is the same, okay? So yeah, basically, your tank here, your tank will have priority going this way, melee will have priority going left of the boss, so star, that would be, and then your range would have priority on these 2, okay? Obviously that can change. It could be a healer, they have priority on these 2 as well, and you have 2 melees, and obviously one of them are going to get this kind of thing, alright? So yeah, so what we do is we have them over here, the other tank would take off. You'd go do sorting in your different groups, and you tank the boss here. What's important is, because this is your consistent person always going this way, and this is the way you're moving the boss, you want this tank to always clean as much of the room as they can. So anyway, I'm not going to go over the Scrap Masters and stuff just now, I'm just going to go over the rotations. So they go off, they clear this room, they do their jobs, they come back. Okay, fine, they all do that. The boss would then go up in the air, he'll cast fire circles and he'll spawn some trash, but the way the rotation works is he does the trash after the fire circles, so you shouldn't really set anything alight. And then the next fire circles, because he hasn't gone up in the air yet, he doesn't set alight to any of the trash. That's something that he gains after he goes up in the air. So anyway, he goes up in the air, blah blah blah, flies around, you'll try and group up here, he comes back down here, you gateway away, okay? And then what will happen is there should be some trash piles that only really have spawned, oh that's the wrong one, only really have spawned in the middle of the room, because your cleaners have cleaned all of this and all of this, okay? So let's say you have 2 here, okay? What you would then do is move the boss here with the person who's going to do the sorting again in between the 2, all right? And he would do fire circles and be up a bit, and there should be no worries for melee because these 2 are in here. There could be one sort of here as well or something. You just move it sort of wherever you want, so that the closest 2 are going to set alight to 2 good positioned trash piles, okay? Because you don't want them in your way here, and you don't want them up here. So you just position the boss to make sure you set alight to 2 good trash piles. So in this instance, it would set alight to these 2. Okay, melee would be fine, range should be okay. Cool. So he sets alight to the trash piles because he's now got that ability after going up in the air. And then essentially the same thing happens again. So this tank that was tanking gets sorting. They go and they clear over all here again. Alright, clean all over here, do their jobs and come back. Melee goes up here, range goes down here, range goes down here. So the first 2 rotations of sorting are the same. After this, what's going to happen is you're going to move the boss down to here. Okay. So you'd have him sort of here when the fire circles spawn, and then fire circles spawn, and you move him over to here with your other tank. They'd go catch up, and hopefully you would set alight to some like piles that are over here. Okay, and then you move over, and you've got this new space, and that is then just rinse and repeat from there. Your tank that is getting the balls every time, the weak aura will give it this marker here. Okay, you can set that up as a priority if it doesn't do that, but ours did. So the tank that's always getting sorting will always go this way. So they'll get purple this time. Now the melee would be on green and the range would be on orange and stuff. Okay, and once again, you hold it here, you do your stuff, you come back, you can position yourself over here. Tank moves it slightly here for the fire circles. We set a light to 2 more piles like here and here, then you move it over here. Alright. And then he does the cast again, sorting. You go over here, you clean all this, melee goes over here, range goes up here, and range goes up here. Okay, and that's just it. It's just rinse and repeat from there. So the first 2, you stay in between here, and from then on, you just move over a section, move over a section, move over a section. Okay, and that's the rotation for the entire fight. Okay, I think it rages when you get back around here. Okay, cool. That's the rotations. Okay, so here's your rolling priority. You start, you get in line with some small balls that are in your area. You then pick up pioneers if they're there. Otherwise, you get 4 small trash piles. You then pick up a scrapmaster straight away. Then you get more medium trash as much as you can. And then you need to assess whether there is a bomb in your section or whether there is just hit the boss. Okay, you clean the room as much as you possibly can. But yeah, you need to assess basically at that end bit whether there's a bomb or whether there's you hit the boss, and I'll show you that now. Okay, so you get sorting cast, you get time to move into your section and where you'll be doing it. So here it goes. I know I'm doing it. I know I'm on green. You can see here I line myself up nicely with 2 small piles so I can just get them straight away. And there's no waiting about. I just know I've got 2 straight away, and everyone in their section should be doing this and no one should be going there late. So I've got 3 there actually. So nice, 3. There's my scrapmaster. I've got some time, so I'll just clean a little bit, but really just pick it up as soon as you can. There you go, it's picked up. And then I'm just going to spend my time cleaning this part of the section. I know I've not got a bomb in my section. I know we're moving here next. So you want it to be as clean as possible. Okay, nice and simple. That was a fine one. There was no bomb. It was the first rotation. So no difficulty really with that one. There's not that much fire out either. So just to show you the rotation of the movement here, you can see that we now move it slightly over. So we've got the fire behind us from the circle cast. We don't want to be in the middle of this section that we're moving into yet. So he casts the fire circles, he sets a light to 2 more in the middle that aren't in our new section, or just at the very edge of our new section. I move the boss over here, so we're in between, and we'll move on to the next section. So again, it's me. I go and I try and find. This one's a bit more difficult, so I get a few there. I've got a scrapmaster and a bomb to get, and I've got some bombshells where I am as well. So no panic here, just do what you need to do. Got that. And then you've got a little bit of time on the bomb, but not a lot, so I need to get these quick. Just do not panic here and you'll be fine. So maybe I rolled over a person there, but the bomb is more important. All right, and especially when you're in tight corners, it's really, really hard. So just never panic and just know what you're doing and you'll be fine. So I just want to give you a range perspective here of what you can do with the time you have. So this didn't go according to plan, but essentially they managed to fix it from just not panicking. So you can see that they're purple, and at the moment they're not really facing purple, they're facing green. So what happens is they go for the hyenas and they miss them, but they manage to go back, get them. They can see that they've taken some from the other person, so they get their scrapmaster for them. They still manage to get big. They then go and get the other scrapmaster and they hit their bomb. Okay, so as long as you're with it and you're not panicking, anything can be fixed with good communication, and just doing your job and rolling basically. Okay, so I just want to show you the new pylon. You can't do anything with them apart from use defensives, and the healers have like some defensives put on people, externals. So here you go, you can see that right up at the top of the screen here, it's spawned on a lock, and essentially it's just a beam that connects the two, and you need to just wait to use a defensive. You can see it's counting down on the damage, and what it's going to do is you can see the damage just ramps up over time, and you need to make sure you have a defensive at the end. So it gets very, very close to death, but it's fine. You just need to be aware of that happening and keep yourself up, okay? The weak aura will tell you when you have it on you. And then one of the last things, just remembering this is an ad fight. Like, in essence, you have to treat this like an ad fight. So you can see you've got the Moonkin point of view here. They need to hit every single bombshell, which means ranged. You cannot grief Moonkins or, other classes that have this job. If you've got different classes, you have to let them stand as close to melee as possible so they can hit every single bombshell. If this isn't done, then you're going to struggle with bombshells more than you need to. Okay, so don't grief if you're, wanting your logs or whatever. Just let the person who needs to DPS all of the bombshells stand where they need to, and you guys can just, sort that out around them. It's really important because when you're first killing this, bombshells go off and this just helps save some wipes essentially. So yeah, just a couple of things to go through then. Every single marker that's been put down is close to where a scrap master is going to spawn. Every single person that rolls will have a scrap master to deal with. Not every single person will have a bomb. Some bombs can be, you know, 2 in purple section almost, 2 in orange section, and you need to communicate that. Some can be right under the under the boss, and you can't see them, and you need to communicate that as well. Okay, so it's all about communication and just dealing with ads, and then you'll get this boss. So as I said, every single person who rolls after he goes up in the air has to pick up a scrap master. If you don't, someone's going to die. And then just deal with the ads, move the boss around, and make sure you're communicating where the bombs are, and you've got this. Okay. As always, a big thank yous for watching, guys. I'll be out with the Sprocket one soon, and if you could leave a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. A big thank you to all of those who have helped in the guild. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And yeah, good luck on your Stix skill, and good luck going forward. Thanks. Bye bye.